The strongest man alive just rang the Avengers front doorbell. That's how the world learned of the hero who could end battles with a single punch. No meteors falling from the sky, no armies of aliens, no portals ripping open above New York. Just a bald hero in a yellow suit standing politely at the entrance of Avengers Tower, holding a grocery bag and asking if this was the place where strong guys work. Iron Man scanned him instantly. No records, no power readings, nothing. But Captain America felt something different in the air, a pressure that didn't belong to any human. Thor's hammer hummed like it sensed arrival, and before anyone could question him, the building trembled from a global alert, a cosmic threat heading straight for Earth. The Avengers prepared for war. Saitama looked bored. Oh, perfect timing. I just finished grocery shopping. What none of them knew was that this quiet, uninterested hero would change the balance of power across the universe within hours. The threat was massive. A fleet of Leviathan-class warships from deep space, each one capable of leveling continents. The Avengers launched into action. Iron Man took the skies, Thor summoned storms, Hulk was already roaring. But Saitama blinked in confusion, wondering why everyone seemed so stressed. When the first ship fired its energy cannon, the blast lit up the planet like a second sun. Captain Marvel strained to hold the beam back. Iron Man's armor overheated instantly, and Thor's lightning barely dented the energy wall pressing toward Earth. But before the attack would hit the planet, Saitama simply stepped forward. Hey, can you keep it down? Some of us are trying to think. He flicked the air, just a flick, and the energy beam shattered like glass, scattering harmlessly into the void. The Avengers froze mid-battle. The alien warships recalibrated, engines flaring in panic. Even Thor whispered, "By the gods." Saitama looked genuinely annoyed, not impressed. Seriously, what's with all the noise? The villains have volume control. And that was the first moment Earth realized that the battlefield no longer belonged to the Avengers, it belonged to him. The alien fleet didn't retreat. They launched everything: missiles, energy spears, gravity warheads. The sky turned into a burning ocean of weapons aimed directly at Earth. Black Widow braced for the worst, Hawkeye loaded a final arrow, and even Hulk paused, feeling something overwhelming approaching. But Saitama sighed, cracked his neck, and jumped once. The shockwave of his leap erased half the missiles instantly. He soared through the fiery assault like a bullet through raindrops, weaving so fast even Iron Man's scanners lost track. One by one, Saitama tapped each warship's hull, and each tap created explosions bigger than their reactors. The Avengers watched in stunned silence as dozens of warships burst like fireworks across space. Not a single blast touched Earth. Not a single ship survived intact. When Saitama landed, the ground didn't even crack. He just adjusted his gloves and looked at the Avengers. "So, is this normal for you guys?" "Feels kind odd, mid." Tony stumbled with his helmet off. Mid. Thor nearly dropped his hammer. Captain America had no words. For the first time, the Avengers realized they were standing beside someone whose power eclipsed every hero, every god, every legend they knew. The world exploded with news. Satellites replayed Saitama destroying an entire alien armada by himself. Nations panicked, politicians demanded answers, and fan theories exploded overnight. Who was he? Where did he come from? Was he a new weapon? A threat? A guardian? Meanwhile, inside Avengers Tower, the team held an emergency meeting, with Saitama eating snacks at the table like it was a casual lunch. Thor admired his strength openly. Hulk stared at him like a rival. Black Widow analyzed him cautiously. Tony kept trying to scan him for power signatures, failing every time. But it was Nick Fury who asked the real question. "What do you want, Saitama?" The hero shrugged. "I'm just looking for strong opponents. Thought you guys might have some." The room fell silent. Strong opponents. To him, cosmic fleets were warm-ups. The Avengers exchanged nervous glances. If Saitama was searching for strength beyond Earth, he might become the key to defeating threats they couldn't even imagine. But one thing was certain. If he ever turned, nothing could stop him. Fury exhaled slowly. Then stick with us. The universe is full of monsters. Saitama smiled. Good, I hate being bored. It didn't take long for Saitama to face his next challenge. A celestial being, one older than the gods, descended from deep space. A creature capable of devouring planets, bending gravity, and warping reality like clay. Galactus himself appeared, drawn to the energy spikes from Saitama's earlier punches. The Avengers assembled instantly, but this time Saitama stepped forward first. Galactus studied him with cosmic curiosity. Tiny creature, you carry power beyond the scope of my understanding. Saitama scratched his cheek, unimpressed. Yeah, people say weird stuff sometimes. Galactus unleashed a gravity well strong enough to crush mountains. Yet Saitama remained completely unaffected. The ground beneath him pulverized into dust, but he didn't even bend his knees. Thor attacked with lightning storms, Iron Man fired upgraded repulsors, Captain Marvel unleashed cosmic plasma, but nothing slowed Galactus down. Not until Saitama finally moved. With a single step, he closed the distance. With a single punch, he shattered the gravity field like it was nothing. Galactus's massive armor cracked, shockwaves ripping through space. For the first time in eons, Galactus staggered. Saitama looked disappointed. That's it, I thought you were supposed to be strong. The entire universe trembled at his words. Galactus, enraged, opened the full power of the power cosmic. Space folded, stars dimmed, and the world quaked as the Devourer unleashed a beam capable of turning Earth into ash. The Avengers scattered, trying to buy time, but the blast was unavoidable, except for Saitama stepping casually into its path. The beam collided with him and vanished, not slowed, not resisted. It simply disappeared the moment it touched him. "Oh," Saitama said. "You almost burned my cape." He rocketed upward, faster than light, smashing through Galactus's chestplate. The cosmic giant roared, staggering backwards. Saitama didn't stop. Serious punch. The shockwave traveled across space, splitting clouds, bending oceans, and extinguishing distant stars for seconds. Galactus crashed into the void, defeated in a way no god had ever managed. When Saitama returned to Earth, the Avengers stood silent. "Is he gone?" Cap whispered. "Probably." Saitama shrugged. He wasn't very tough. Thor looked at him with awe. Tony's voice trembled. "Do you understand what you just did?" Saitama poked his ear. "Yeah, I ended the fight. Now what's next?" "Lunch." And in that moment, Earth's greatest heroes realized they were no longer the top defenders of the planet. As days passed, Saitama became an official Avenger, but the world didn't know how to react. Some worshipped him, some feared him, some believed he was too powerful to trust. Through all of this, Saitama remained completely indifferent, training lightly, going on missions, and occasionally destroying threats before anyone even arrived. When a demon titan emerged from a volcanic rift, roaring with flames hot enough to melt steel, Hulk prepared to battle, only to watch Saitama blow out the titan's flames like birthday candles and tap it unconscious. When a time-warping villain froze the entire Avengers roster in a temporal cage, Saitama casually walked out because he didn't feel like being frozen today. Even Doctor Strange couldn't understand it. "Your power defies logic," he whispered. "Magic, science, cosmic law, none of them apply to you." Saitama nodded. "Yeah, that's been a problem for a while." Despite the chaos, the Avengers began relying on him more and more. Not because they needed him, but because the universe was changing. Something bigger was coming, something watching Saitama with interest, and soon, the reason Saitama was brought into this universe would finally reveal itself. The Watcher appeared, an entity who observed realities, never interfering. But this time, he did. He descended before the Avengers with urgency. "Saitama, your presence here has disrupted cosmic balance. A being approaches, one who sensed your arrival across universes. Saitama blinked. Someone stronger. 4 stepped back. Stronger than Galactus. The Watcher nodded. Yes, he seeks the one called the One Punch Man. Far across the galaxy, a rupture tore open the fabric of space. From it emerged a figure cloaked in shifting cosmic energy. A being known as the Eternal Challenger, a creature whose only purpose was to defeat the strongest warrior in any universe. He spoke one word that echoed across planets: Saitama. The Avengers prepared for another catastrophic battle, but Saitama simply cracked his knuckles. Finally, someone interesting. The Challenger descended onto Earth, each step bending reality itself. Trees aged and regrew instantly. Oceans trembled. Clouds twisted into spirals. Yet Saitama remained unfazed. For the first time, he felt something he hadn't felt in years, a heartbeat slightly faster than normal. The Avengers gathered behind him, but Saitama raised his hand. This one's mine. The ground shuddered as the two titans faced each other. The Eternal Challenger struck first, unleashing a punch that erased mountains behind Saitama before it even landed. But when it reached the hero's face, it stopped. Saitama blocked it with a single finger. The Challenger's eyes widened. No one had ever done that. The air rippled as they both jumped into the sky, soaring past the clouds and into orbit. They traded blows that shattered satellites, bent moon craters, and sent shockwaves across the planet. For the first time, Saitama felt resistance, not enough to threaten him, but enough to excite him. "You're good," Saitama said. The Challenger roared, expanding into a colossal form, channeling every ounce of cosmic power into one final attack. The universe darkened, stars flickered, even the Watcher looked afraid. Saitama closed his eyes, inhaled, and whispered, "Series punch." Maximum. The collision split the darkness. Light exploded across space. The Challenger disintegrated, his final expression a mixture of shock and acceptance. Saitama floated back toward Earth, cape fluttering gently. He looked disappointed again. Still not enough. From below, the Avengers watched the sky brighten with the aftermath of the punch, realizing the truth. Saitama wasn't just powerful. He was beyond power. When Saitama landed, the Avengers approached him with a mixture of awe, respect, and fear. Captain America stepped forward. "Saitama, you saved not just Earth. You saved the universe." The hero shrugged. "Yeah, but I'm still bored." Tony placed a hand on his shoulder. "Then stay with us. The universe will keep throwing monsters, gods, whatever that was, just because you're here." Thor smiled proudly. "A warrior like you deserves a place among us." And with that, Saitama officially became the strongest Avenger ever recorded. Not because he wanted fame, not because he sought glory, but because he was searching for a challenge that might never come. Yet deep down, the universe had changed forever. Enemies now thought twice before invading Earth. Cosmic gods monitored the bald hero from afar. Dimensions shifted their strategies just to avoid crossing his path. And Saitama, he went home, lay on the couch, and wondered if tomorrow would finally bring someone strong enough. In a world full of gods, heroes, monsters, and cosmic titans, only one man remained truly undefeated. And as long as he was an Avenger, Earth was no longer just protected, it was untouchable.